Hey guys, welcome to an update video on Meli Tales of the Void. Now, the last time you saw this series was on its delay announcement video, and I'm sure you saw this coming, but I have unfortunate news. As of now, Meli Tales of the Void, the series, has been cancelled. But I know what you're thinking. Meli, there's still 2.5 minutes left in this video. What the heck? Well, I have an explanation that I will explain in that 2.5 minutes of video. I'm here to give you a first look at Meli Tales of the Void, an all-new World of Meli original movie coming next year. When the trailer for Meli's Tales of the Void dropped, I honestly didn't know what to do. Because I honestly used the series as an excuse just to make that trailer, because the trailer is essentially a parody of the announcement trailer for Sonic Mania, and I just wanted to do it, but I didn't know if I wanted to do the series. I gave it a couple days of thought, and I decided, let's do it. Yeah, let's do it. So, Meli Tales of the Void began development. And then, a couple days later, I decided, hey, you know that one animation I did a couple months back? That was actually quite fun and easy to make. It only took me a couple days. It was a interdimensional mishap at the portal room, and it featured characters from all of my series: Circle and Square, Seaside, Super Flat Adventures, the canceled series, Life, which would have centered on them going to different dimensions to, like, basically, I forgot what it was I forgot the genuine plot, but to summarize it up, it was basically Dimension Patrol and seeing if the dimensions were alright. And then some of my original series that I worked on a couple years back that most likely will never see the light of day in animation, Zoe's World, and I believe Splat. I haven't seen the animation in a while, but the voice acting in that show, that was actually quite fun. So, I decided to make Meli Tales of the Void a voice acting. So, instead of the traditional speech bubbles in Circle and Square and Seaside. But, development on that show was very, very slow. There was not a single storyboarded episode completed. In June, me and one of the voice actors, Devin, we worked on episode ideas to get a genuine idea of the first season. We had one episode idea completed, and it was written by him. However, voice acting, animation, storyboarding, that went really slow, and we were forced to delay it because there was no way we could reach our deadline. And so, give it a couple months, and I decided to scrap the project. Because Meli Tales of the Void, honestly, I grew out of it. The trailer was really fun to make, but I grew out of Meli Tales of the Void because it wasn't something I wanted to do anymore. Plus, I had a lot of things to focus on. A brand new series that will replace Meli Origins, that's probably coming out in a couple months. Circle and Square, Seaside the series. I need to finish a half-hour special Seaside the series by December. It's a half-hour winter special. And I also want to I want to either finish Circle and Square Season 1 or have the last 4 or 5 episodes of Circle and Square Season 1 remaining by the end of the year. So, I just couldn't fit Meli Tales of the Void into that busy schedule. Then, a couple weeks later, I decided, let's give this another try. Due to the fact that we have voice actors on this show, and I haven't informed them of the cancellation yet. And those voice actors we'll get to in a minute. So I decided, how do I want to do this? I don't want to do it into a series. But I don't think I want to do it. I don't know how I want to do this. And then after I made the World of Meli movie, I decided, yeah, I can do that. So, and that's the story how Meli Tales of the Void went from a series to a new original movie coming out next year. Now let's get into what you all have been waiting for, the first look. So here we have a picture of the Yeah, the main four's houses. There's Millie, Hooded Figure, Maddie, and Marshall. Let's go through each of them one by one. In the top right corner is Marshall's home, where his home is actually a music shop, and it fits into his character quite well. It's called the Chorus Kids Music Shop, and if you don't know him, his girlfriend Ribbon, and his friend Cam, they are blatant references to Rhythm Heaven, because the original idea was his episodes would be a recreation of Rhythm Heaven minigames using World of Meli characters. But that never came into the light of day, but I wanted to keep Marshall. So, we gave him his own music shop, and he's not going to play a bigger role as he would have in the series, but he's still going to be part of the main four in this upcoming movie. And if you go to the left, we go to Maddie's castle. Now, I always knew that she would be the princess of the Void, but in this movie, she's not the princess of the Void. She's the princess of this little area, not the whole Void. Because the Void, we don't know how big the Void is. The Void seems to just be endless. So she's just the princess of this little area with Millie, Marshall, her, and Hooded Figure's homes. And then if we move down a little, we get to Millie's home. It's a nice little shack. Nothing special. It's quite ordinary. The roof looks like a hair top. And lastly, if we go down, we get to Hooded Figure and his partner Katie's lab. This is where they test and find all the strange anomalies that happen in the Void, strange creatures and stuff. This would have been a major plot point in the series. I know I said it would have been episodic, but the Hooded Figure episodes, those would have an ongoing story, but the Millie and the Marshall episodes, those wouldn't be so plot heavy. However, in the series, I wanted to do a plot with Hooded Figure and Katie going through the Void trying to find strange anomalies, and what me and Devin thought of is there's these strange flowers, and they basically make the Void react to these flowers. For example, I think we called them smiley flowers. One flower, which was yellow, made whole patches of flowers appear wherever it cried. A major plot point was him crying and the tears dropped. So much flowers that Hooded Figure and Katie almost died and drowned in flowers. And then another gray flower made basically giant boulders appear out of nowhere. You get the idea. But that there's going to be some elements of that in this movie, but I don't think that's going to be a major plot point. Now we get into the full drawn concept art. Here we have Maddie and Millie looking at a strange rip in the Void, because their whole lives they've known the Void as this just strange blank white place with just landforms just appearing out of nowhere like cliffs and stuff. But all of a sudden, there's just a rip in this, basically the space-time continuum, and all of a sudden there's space and ships. And then if you look closely into the space, there's these weird shapes with glowy things. Those are eyes, and those will be two of the three main antagonists for this movie. And if we move on to this concept art, it's the entire main five. Just riding in a minecart, zooming away for what seems to be a spirit. However, this is no spirit. This is the first boss of the Meli Tales of the Void series. This, in the original series I had planned out, he would have been the second boss. He doesn't appear in the trailer at all, but he is quite threatening. He is voiced by my good friend Drake Casey, and he's basically so full of himself, so egotistical, and in the original series, that would have ultimately been his downfall. I also hope to do a musical number with him, because he actually seems very exciting. But this is actually the opening shot of the movie, where they're zooming away from, his name is Blitz, in a minecart, going so fast that they can barely hold on, and they are so terrified. They've seen something that has them shook, but we don't know what yet. Next, we have Evil Millie. Now, in the new channel trailer for World of Meli, Evil Millie appears and he actually fights Marshall. I don't know if I want to do that in this movie, but Evil Meli is going to be a main antagonist through this movie. He's going to be... He's not powerful. He's not more powerful than Blitz and the other boss we'll get to in a second. He's smarter. He can play anything like a fiddle. Hell, if he wanted to, I think he can overthrow the big bad boss of everyone, which I won't say his name, because hopefully you'll find out soon enough. But he's basically what Meli's power lies inside of him. He has the power to destroy. He can use his power to create to destroy. And he is just quite threatening and quite terrifying indeed. And the last piece of concept art we have is a size comparison of all the main characters. We got Meli, Hooded Figure, Maddie, Marshall, Katie, Evil Meli, Blitz, and Tumble. There was no concept art of Tumble yet because, well, he's later in the movie. But I do say that these characters all fit well together. Now, Blitz and Tumble, they can grow at will. They can be as tall as an ant, and they can also be as tall as the freaking Mount Everest, if they wanted to. They grow at their own will. But I hope y'all enjoy this movie. It's going to be fun making it. I also haven't revealed the cast yet, so let me get to that. I, of course, will be playing Meli, because, well, that's essentially just me, so it'd be weird if someone else played me. Devin Johnson will be playing Hooded Figure. Drake Casey will be playing Blitz, and I have some people auditioning for Marshall. However, the rest of the main cast has not been casted yet. Well, except for Evil Meli, that's also me, duh. The rest of the main cast has not been casted yet. In the link to the description below, there will be a chart of the main cast. If you click it, you can see who has been casted and who is my final choice and, like, real sit and stuff like that. So if you want to be up to date on the main cast, you can. But that is all for this update video. I hope you guys enjoy the Meli Tales of the Void original movie that is coming out next year. And it's going to be fun to make. I hope I can get more voice actors on board. It's going to be weird if I'm going to be voicing these two female characters. It's going to be weird if no voice actors come on board. We have no female voice actors, help me. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, take care.